Let's go now to Europe, where leaders are preparing for urgent talks about the escalating refugee problem, amid warnings that the EU itself is on the verge of collapse. Some leaders say the Schengen Treaty, which allows passport-free movement between European nations, has been pushed to breaking point by the influx of migrants from Africa and the Middle East. Anne Barker has the latest.
The mounting refugee crisis was most visible this weekend at Calais in northern France, where thousands of migrants at a refugee camp known as the Jungle and their supporters staged a protest over camp conditions. A few dozen refugees broke through security and stormed onto a ship, hoping to get to England.
We want to go to London. No one live in jungle. The jungle for animal, not for people. We are refugees. We don't live for in Calais jungle. We want to go just London.
They're not giving us the chance, says this man. Here is the jungle with the tents. Living here is not good today. That's why we all stood up. We just want to get the chance, but we weren't allowed to cross. French riot police eventually managed to drag the migrants off the ship and back to the camp. But the security scare has highlighted the impact refugee numbers are having in the port town. Jean-Marc Puissesseau is president of the Port Council of Calais.
Economy of the town of Calais is suffering, the port is suffering, and I think it's time that the situation has to be cleaned. They want to go to England, but it is impossible, and Calais cannot suffer anymore.
The weekend protest is the latest in a series of clashes between migrants in Calais and local authorities. Several were arrested and now face possible charges. It's an offence punishable by imprisonment of 6 months and a fine of nearly €4,000, says prosecutor Jean-Pierre Valency. The tensions at Calais coincide with another mass drowning of refugees off the coast of Turkey. 43 men, women and children died when 2 wooden boats capsized in icy seas, making it one of the deadliest days yet for migrants taking the perilous route from Turkey to Europe. The onset of winter hasn't stopped the influx of refugees, with some predictions 2.5 million more migrants could flood into Europe over the next 2 years if a solution isn't found. European leaders will hold urgent talks today in Amsterdam amid warnings the EU itself could be on the verge of collapse. Jürgen Freund is an Austrian member of the EU Parliament. He says such a breakup would be catastrophic.
We are pressing hard for a European solution. There has to be a European solution because no other national solution can solve the problem. That is so clear to most of us that I think that the fact that they are coming together tomorrow is another indication that they all realize that we have to find a common European solution.
That's Jürgen Freund, an Austrian member of the European Parliament, ending that report by Anne Barker.